Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, and make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. My predictions for this week were that number 1 would be Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, number 2 would be Our Brand is Crisis, number 3 would be Burnt, number 4 would be The Martian, and that number 5 would be Goosebumps. And in traditional Box Office Talk fashion, once again I got all of them wrong. I'm so bad at this. Anyways, let's go over what happened. Number 1, surprisingly, is The Martian. I am shocked that this movie is still holding out strong. It made $11 million this week, adding to a total of $182 million, which I'm very proud by. I am super shocked that it's doing this well, though. And it's not like bad shocked. I'm actually like happy shocked. Thank you, Ridley Scott, for making a movie that people actually want to go see. Number 2 was Goosebumps. Once again, The Martian beat that one. It made $10 million, and that adds to its total of $57 million. So it's only $1 million away from getting its budget back. So in the next couple days, it'll definitely get there, and everything will be fine. Goosebumps was a fun, solid movie, and of course, people are going to go see it because Halloween time and, you know, family films. Of course, Goosebumps is going to be a movie that people will want to see. Number 3 was Bridge of Spies, making $8 million, and it finally surpasses its $40 million budget, adding to a total of $45 million, which is very good because Steven Spielberg made a great movie that people should see, and people have been seeing it, and that's great. Number 4 was Hotel Transylvania 2, making $5,830,000 this weekend, adding to its total of $156 million, and that's pretty good. I've said this a lot of times, so I'm just going to kind of skim over it. Just Hotel Transylvania 2, decent animated sequel, better than Pixels, so I'm glad this is doing well, and that bad Sandler films are bombing. You've heard me say that a lot of times, so I'm just going to move on. Number 5 is Burnt. Okay, let's talk about this. Burnt made $5,038,000 this weekend, and some people might think, well, it's a low-budget movie. Well, not really, because its budget is, in actuality, like $20 million, so making $5 million this weekend. Sorry, Bradley Cooper. This year has been not so good for you, especially with Aloha. Sorry, Bradley. Number 6 was The Last Witch Hunter, making $4 million, adding to a total of $18 million. $18 million's not a bad number, but its budget is $90 million. So Vin Diesel made a bad movie, so that bad movie bombs horrifically, which is kind of ironic because it's a kind of Halloween-themed movie that is bombing around Halloween time. So, I don't know what's going on. Honestly, I thought more people would go out to see this movie, but I guess not. I mean, oh well, I heard it was bad, and I don't really have any intention to see it, so oh well, I guess. Number 7 was Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, making $3,450,000, and yes, it did surpass its $10 million budget, making $13 million. But this is the lowest grossing Paranormal Activity film, so it is a good thing they decided to end these movies because no one really wants to see them anymore, as made clear right here. Number 8 was Our Brand is Crisis, making $3,430,000, and that is not very good as well because similar to Burnt, its budget is very high. Its budget is $28 million, so that's not very good for that movie. It looked kind of good, but apparently it's not really that good, so. Crimson Peak came in at number 9, making $3,110,000, adding to a total of $27, and I'm actually going to be seeing Crimson Peak in a little bit tonight, so I'll finally be able to give an opinion on that film, so ain't that swell. Of course, it's still bombing, unfortunately. It looked pretty good, and its Rotten Tomatoes score is 68%. But apparently it's not the greatest thing ever, unfortunately. I wished it was, but oh well. Number 10, closing it out, was Steve Jobs, making $2 million, and that adds to a total of $14 million, but its budget is $30, unfortunately. Not that many people, even though it's getting great reviews, not that many people are seeing it, which kinda stinks. I still want to see it, though. But what's surprising is that the movie I predicted to be number 1 came in at number 12, only making $1 million. And since that's on a budget of $15 million, that's not very good either for that movie. I thought people would go out to see it because it's a Halloween-themed movie, but I guess not. Oh well, sorry Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Now let's go to the fun part, the top 5 for next week. The movies coming out are Spectre and the Peanuts movie, and This might be a little unpopular to some people, but I'm going to predict that number 1 will be Spectre because it's James frickin' Bond. And I'm going to say number 2 is the Peanuts movie. It's going to be very close with those two movies because one is Charlie Brown and the other Peanuts gang, and one is James Bond. So that's going to be hard. And I'm going to guess that number 3 is The Martian, number 4 is Goosebumps, and that number 5 is Bridge of Spies. So I think next week is going to be a little easy. So we'll see what happens next week on Box Office Talk, and if you got the predictions for this week right, you're going to get a shout out right now, unless you didn't get it right, or you posted them today, then you're not getting a shout out. Sorry. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.